Happy Monday out there, everybody. Hope everyone had a great weekend. This is Chris from CD Scale Models. I had a little time, so I wanted to jump on just to let everyone know where I am so far with this USACC group build. So far, this build is turning out really, really well. If anyone follows me on Facebook, not too many people do, at least that I'm aware of, a small handful. Anyway, I do have a Facebook channel. I'm stepping it up, people. And it's called Chris Scales. So if anyone is looking for me that does follow me, if you find my channel, reach out to me. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, as long as I know who you are and, I know that we follow each other on YouTube, I'll accept you as a friend. This way I can, share my progress with this build and any other builds. So I've been doing a lot of work on this kit. It's not a high parts count kit. I think I'm going to say the kit has somewhere between, it's in the 70s, maybe 74 parts. There's not a whole lot of parts to this kit. So with that being said, I did do some modifications. I'll kind of go down the line really quickly of what I did with the modifications. I lowered the front end a little bit on the car. To me, this car just sits a little too high, and it doesn't look appropriate, honestly. So I kind of just modified the front K-member. I got little pieces of tubing, and I got some little pins, and I just kind of modified it. So when you look at the kit from underneath, it's going to look factory. Those little nubs that stick out on the K-member where the wheels are supposed to go, they're still going to be visible, but on top of them is where my modification comes out, and you're not going to see it. I kind of like that because when you look at the bottom of it, it just looks seamless. I really didn't want to Frankenstein it up where you say, I could see kind of cut there, and it looks, shoddy. I don't like to do modifications like that. So I modified the front end. I used aluminum tubing for the drive shaft. I cut the original one out because I don't like to use the kit aluminum, the kit plastic drive shaft. So I've been using the aluminum tube since my Foose build that I promise I will get to if somebody would get their rear end in gear and let me know where they're at with it. So I promise I will show that sometime in my lifetime. The kit's been done for 2.5 months, and I'm really fiending to show you guys, but that's another story for another day. I have Fireball Model Works tires and wheels. I got the Mopar Rally wheels because these are nice wheels. Don't get me wrong, the Magnum 500s, but this is probably my favorite muscle car on the planet, and I always liked it with the Rally wheels, and I've used them before on the Dodge Challenger build. They're the quality on the Fireball Model Works rubber tires and wheels. They're unbeatable as far as I'm concerned, and you can't get that Mopar Rally wheel look no matter how well you wash it and dull coat it and all that. These are separate 3-piece cast wheels. You get the beauty ring, the trim ring, I should say. You get the wheel itself, and then you get the small little hub inside. And there's even a little hole in the trim ring for the valve stem, which I love to do. So you just paint the components whatever colors you want, and when you marry them together, you get an absolute true representation of a Mopar Rally wheel. So if anyone's thinking of using them, I cannot recommend them enough. They are just, there's nothing out there like it. Okay, so let me see what else I got to show you as far as the parts go and what I did. So let's move this. I 2K'd it. Yeah, I pretty much 2K now all the time. I like it. And I want to thank Justin from J-Hop Model Works because he was working with me on showing me how to get a much better finish. And with each build, I just get a better finish. And I have to give myself credit because I'm doing this all on my own. I don't have anyone that I can go to and say, "Hey, let me watch you do it." Yeah, you watch videos of people doing it and stuff, but you really don't get a good visual of how the 2K lays down, and they can do a good job on video, but you really need to see it. So I've been doing this on my own, and I've been getting really, really good results. So that's, I guess, a credit to me. So I'm really happy with my results, and I, like I said, it's a credit to me. It just shows that I'm really improving with my building skills and a lot of the modifications and stuff. So I'm doing this all on my own. I'm not really, relying on a lot of people. Justin did help me, showed me a couple of things, but for the most part, it's really all me. And with each build, my finishes are getting much, much better. So kudos to me. All right, so I did it in, I believe it's called Citron Gold, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the bottle with me. It's a scale finishes, but it's like a gold, and it's a really nice champagne. It's not like a brassy, gaudy-looking gold. I got rid of the wipers because I'm going to do photo etch. I scribed out all the panel lines. I put the back valance in. Obviously, I have to mask it off to put the stripe. I got two little tiny boogers in the hood, but it's actually in the paint. And you know what? No build is perfect, so I'm not going to stress over it and redo the hood and all that nonsense because I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to live with it and just be well enough alone. I also raised the bumper a little bit. On this kit, when you put the front bumper on, it doesn't look quite right with the front end. So what I did was I put two little holes on top of the existing hole. So when you put the bumper on now, it kind of closes in a little bit more and it looks a little more appropriate. And another thing that I did is I lightly sanded the front fenders just upward a little bit so when the bumper sits on it just kind of looks all seamless as one. I did that only because I know this kit, I know this car really well, and I just know a couple of little things that look better on the car, so I kind of did that. And let me show you what else I did. All the parts are painted. I'm off tomorrow. I'm going to be home tomorrow, so I'm going to have some time to get a little more done. But I'm really almost ready to start assembling, I got to say. Because once November comes, weather-wise, I'm out of commission. So I'm really happy that I'm making good progress. Feet don't fail me now. Let me show you what I got so far. I got Keith Marks decals. Never used them before. Heard nothing but good things about them. I'm very excited to use them. So I have that. Chassis all painted. I used a lot of Alclads, actually. All my metallizers on this kit, it's going to be Alclads. So that's stainless steel. The frame itself is gold. If anyone knows Mopar, they just would put the chassis on top of the body, spray it all at once, and whatever was left in the middle was black, so I tried to replicate it. Looks pretty good. I did the inner fender wells on the back, so that's ready to go. Let me see what else. That's really it for the chassis. Engine I mixed up, Tamiya yellow, Tamiya orange and red. I got a Mopar reddish orange, which looks good. The transmission is Alclad. I believe it's an aluminum. Here's the wheels and the trim rings and everything, and the brakes from Fireball Model Works. That's all going to be painted tomorrow. Again, 3 different colors of Alclad. Rear end's done. Engine cover's done. The K member's done. Dashboard's done. What I did was, if anyone follows me on Facebook, again, I drilled out the little discs, and I have the decals from Best Model Car Parts. So basically what I did was I took a piece of styrene flat, measured the decals, lined them up, and I put the styrene behind it with the decals on it. So when you put the decals behind it, now it's all going to look like one piece. And then I'm going to fill in the front of the gauges with it's called Close to My Heart. It's like a clear I don't know what material. It's like a clear glue, I guess you could say, but it dries crystal clear. It looks like glass. I have to obviously go in and do things with the dashboard. It's semi-gloss black. Not really a difficult kit because I built the Monogram Challenger last year. It's really similar. So I got rid of the kit shifter. I made a new shifter out of a straight pin. So I sprayed the handle. I put a turn signal stalk on the left of the stalk. I drilled out a little tiny keyhole for the ignition. So that's all done. The interior tub's ready to go. I'm just going to spray it off tomorrow and flock it. My seats are in Tamiya Racing White. It's like an off-white. I got to put a wash in there. And the exhaust was really, really cool. I didn't like the kit exhaust. Very difficult to drill into this plastic. It's extremely brittle. If anyone works on new styrene, if no one's worked on an old styrene kit from like the 70s and the 80s, just work on this kit. You'll see the difference in styrene. The styrene that's produced today is an absolute dream. It's like drilling into a bar of soap as opposed to this old kit. Sanding, it's not fun either, but I got there. So, the exhaust is Alclad flat aluminum, and then the mufflers themselves is Alclad polished. It's a subtle difference, but I like it. I didn't want to do the chrome because on the old GTXs, for the most part, they were aluminum. I had these old exhaust tips from a parts kit that Justin gave me from a 68 Chevelle. So basically, I measured everything, cut everything. That's ready to go. I drilled it out in the middle. When I'm ready to assemble it, I'm going to spray the end black Alclad chrome because those were, in fact, chrome. Let me see what else. I drilled out the brake booster because I'm going to run braided line hoses for that. On the body itself, I drilled out, let me show you. Drilled out my antenna hole. Got rid of the door handles, drilled out 2 little holes. I have Fireball Model Works Mopar door handles that I pinned. I drilled out the locks on the side. I also drilled out in the back, I drilled the little key lock out. I'm going to use the Top Studio rivets as usual. Let me see what else. The mirrors that came with the kit were abysmal. They're not even in scale. They look god-awful. So if anyone's building this kit, these mirrors are a joke. They're just, they don't look right. They're not in scale. They look stupid. And it really bothered me. Justin, my friend, made me a pair of mirrors that pretty much look just like the GTX mirrors. He found them. He sent me a bunch of that resin pieces, plus other things, and I want to thank you for that. So I'm going to Alclad those and put those on as well. There's really not much else to talk about with this kit. I have to, pick out a few things. I'm going to run heater hose lines, battery cables, and things like that. And not much different than what everyone else is doing out there with the kit. I'm just going to put my own little touches on it and my own little details. I'm just going to work on a few details tomorrow. And I'm going to try to get assembling on this thing. Other than that, there's really not much else to say about it. For an old kit, it goes together really well. Monogram kits are really historically good. And this is my first old kit that I've ever attempted, and I'm pretty proud of myself that I'm doing pretty well so far. And just wish me luck. Hope everyone's doing all right out there. And like I said, if you want to follow me on Facebook, Chris Scales. I've been trying to put pictures up. It's nice because I don't know how to do still shots at the end of the YouTube videos like a lot of people do. I don't know how to do that crap. I'm not that technical. So I'll take still shots, really clear still shots, and then I'll put them on Facebook. So if anyone's following me, they can see all the details. And when I say all the little details I'm putting in, people now can see that I'm not just, lying or just embellishing, or they really can see how intricate my details are, and it's nice. It's a nice way for everyone to show and to see all the effort that I'm putting in. So I'll have another update hopefully soon. Hope everyone's doing well. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon, guys. Later.